Hello, guys. Can you guys hear me? Before I start rambling and no one can hear me, let me see. Just someone give me a thumbs up. Good morning if you can. Let me get my phone. Let's see. Am I even on the stream? Okay, cool. I'm like, yeah, I've done it plenty of times where I'm here talking to you guys and I'm muted or not even added to the stream. So, good morning, guys. Good morning. Good morning. It is super early today. It is 9:46 here in Arizona, and it is about 93 degrees. It says it's going to be partly sunny today. Let me know where you guys are from. How's the weather? And let me say hi to some of you because I'm going to try my hardest to keep this live stream within an hour mark because I feel one, it's easier for me on my joints. You guys know I'm a cancer survivor and my body's been through so much. So when I'm sitting here for 2 hours or more, I'm going to just be honest, it is a struggle for me to even get up out of my seat. So I'm going to try to keep this one under like at least an hour. So let me first say hi to some of you. Hello, Valerie. If you are still here, I'm sure you are. She probably got her coffee in hand. I got my coffee. Are you guys drinking coffee? Some tea, some water, some adult beverage? And I'm so happy to see Evil exist here for this. And then we got Sandra in the house. She says she's finally off to catch a live. I'm glad you are here. We got our one and only Rosewood Thorn. And we got Delana. We got Heather Marie in the house. And who else? Hey, Buttercup. We got Buttercup with the thumbs up. Vicky Lane is here once again. We meet again, Vicky. We meet again. Hi, Ronnie. How are you doing today? We got Malmac in the house. Let's see. We got Steph in the house. I'm trying to catch up to some of these thumbs up. And did I miss anybody else? Ooh, and we got my girl Liz in the house. Liz, are you working right now? Are you at work? Let me know what the weather's like over there in California. Liz is a good friend of mine in real life, so it's good to see her whenever she can catch a live. We need to connect when I go out to Kelly again. It might be for what? Won't be for a while. Ooh, South Africa. She said it's 6:48 p.m. Hi, Susan. Thank you. East Tennessee in the house. Texas. Ugh. And I guess it's still hot in Texas, guys. We got Jen in the house. All right, you guys, I think, and we got Wendy here again. Round 3, you guys. This would be the third live we're doing. Teresa from South Africa. This is the third live that we are. Yes, that's where I remember you were from, Evo, South Africa. That's right. Liz says, yes, she's working while listening. It's muggy out here. Oh, really? It's like weird out here in Arizona. It's like hot, but then we get those dust storms, and then the weather's just, I don't know. It's hot and then it gets really cold. I still leave my AC on running 24/7. I know, but I can't wait till I can just shut it off. All right, guys. No, insanely confused. No notification again. Oh no. What's up, love? What's up? All right, you guys. So thank you guys for being here with me today. We are again going to be talking about Kiely Rodni from Truckee, California. She went missing on, I say she vanished, it seems like, because her and her vehicle have not been found. The last sighting, of course, would have been on August 6th, 2022. She's 16 years old. She's a baby in my book. I have a 17-year-old. So to me, they are still babies. They think they know everything, but they're still really young, full of life, and just finding out who they are still, I feel like at that age. It's an exciting age, though. I definitely think so. Again, she's female. She's super tall, 5'7". She weighs about 115 pounds. Eye color is hazel. And then her hair is blonde. Now her car, as you guys can see on the screen, this is a stock photo that I'm showing you right now. I have shown before her actual vehicle, but we're going to just show this one since it has all the information. It's a 2013 Honda CR-V with California plates 8YUR127. She also has a bumper, like a little sticker in the back rear window where the wiper shields are, and it's of a bull. Now, it's also been stated that it does have a sunroof, and it does have the Honda plate, I guess the Honda rims on it. Is that how you say it? Yes. Now, yesterday there was another news press conference that Placer County did, and they wanted us to really focus on her jewelry, they stated during that presser. She normally always wears 3 necklaces like this. These are the necklaces I guess she wears mostly all the time. That's coming from her mom. So the law enforcement really wants us just to emphasize of what this looks like. Now I'm trying to find a better image of the 2 smaller necklaces, but from the longer one, it looks like a braided necklace. I don't know if this is real gold, fake gold. I do not know. But they were mentioning this in case, anyone tried to pawn it. So I'm going to assume it's real gold because, why would you pawn fake gold? But again, they were emphasizing on the jewelry. Also, if anybody is looking for her and they come across jewelry, I think it's important to point this out because I know when I've been on walks and stuff like that, I'm not sure about you guys, but I've come across jewelry before, whether it be like a bracelet or something like that. I've never seen a necklace, but I have found bracelets while I've been on a walk before. So again, just emphasizing on the necklaces that she is wearing. So if anybody that is helping with the search comes across any of this, make sure you turn that in to law enforcement. She does have multiple ear piercings, and she does wear earrings on all piercings. And this photo, it's kind of hard to tell from the photo. I have shown better ones, but she does also have she has her nose pierced, and it's a hoop in her nose. She also has her belly button pierced, which this is a distinct piercing piece of jewelry. So they wanted us to focus on that. So she also does have her belly button pierced. And again, if anybody is searching or comes across any of this jewelry, please contact Placer County. Hey, Kelly Searches, how are you doing today? Is a ram. Oh, okay. So Ronnie says she thinks it's a ram. I have a photo that was part of, let me see. I think it's in here. Give me a second. I do have a photo from the web page that I'm not sure if her friend started it, Sammy started, who started the web page, but there is this one right here. Now, they said this is not the exact sticker. That's what's been put out, but let me show you this really quick. One second. Okay. So again, this is from the web page that they're running for Kiely, and it gives you a lot of information on there. And it's a small sticker under rear wiper, and a ram. I thought it was a bull. Scott says, I must have missed the note. Actually, this was kind of a last minute, not last minute live, but the timing is a last minute live. I was planning on going live, just wasn't sure on the time. And yes, thank you, Valerie, for that. She does have a tattoo on her rib cage, the number's 17. Oh, so bull sticker. So some are saying ram, some are saying bull. She does have a sticker a small sticker under the rear wiper. And this is what, again, the photo I got would be for the webpage that is for Kiely Rodni. Hey, Jules. And yesterday, I do know that there was some, people had thought that she was possibly found, and because of the scanner. And unfortunately, I seen it going around Twitter. Originally, the first part of the scanner I heard, it was clipped, kind of. It was clipped off where it went into the dispatcher saying a light blue minivan, and it gave some plate numbers. And so people thought, of course, this had to do with Kiely, which it did seem like it did. But then I went to Broadcastify to see if I can find the whole thing, and I was looking for it. And then I seen somebody else had shared on Twitter the whole portion of when it talked about it, where it said that it was a light blue minivan. And then I was like, wait a minute, she doesn't have a light blue minivan. So I had shared that on my community with you guys that, has she been found? I shared the link so you guys can listen to it for yourself. And I said I would wait for law enforcement to confirm, because to me, it wasn't adding up to being her vehicle. And then it turned out that no, it was not her. And unfortunately, she is still missing. So just a little bit sad with that. I was really hoping that she was found. And even though it would have been, people are like already saying, okay, this is all hoax and, X, Y, and Z. At the end of the day, I would have just been happy she was found at that moment. But no, she is still missing. Now, what you guys are looking on the screen. So I want to share this before we get started. So this is going to be her mother. It says that she said that their family members share cell phone location data. Let me make that a little bigger for you guys. Yeah. They share cell phone location data. And so she checked her daughter's phone. The last location data was on the campground where the party took place at 12:03 a.m. Then she has since learned that Snapchat data shows her cell phone at the same location at around 12:30 a.m. So the mom did a interview with, I believe it's News Nation, I believe it was. And this is where this information is coming from. But I thought it would be important to share this with you guys. So again, they share, the members of their family, they share cell phone location data. And so they checked her daughter's phone. The last location data on the campground was at the party that took place at 12:03 a.m. But then again, there was, she's since learned that there was a Snapchat data that shows her cell phone at the same location at 12:30 a.m. And then we do know that law enforcement has said that her phone after 12:33, there's nothing from the phone. Good morning, Carol. How are you doing today? From Seattle. Seattle is a place I've always wanted to travel to. That is on my list of where I want to go. And just thank you guys for being here with me. Yes, I will keep you guys updated as much as possible. I don't usually go live during the weekend, but if something happens and I need to come on here, then I will definitely just come on here because we are all invested in this case. Tony says she's 16 years old. Excuse me, guys. She's 16 years old, out in the woods at midnight. Do tattoos at age 16, underage drinking at a drug-filled party and driving on top of it, wearing a bodysuit. Her mom let it slide. Tony, right now, I just feel like right now is just, for me, is not the time to really discuss that. I feel like, yes, for me in my household, my daughter hasn't been to a party yet, and she's 17. But she's going to go to a party, she's starting college. But right now, I just don't feel like that's the most important thing right now, what is going on. But thank you for sharing your opinion. Valerie says that her dad's from Seattle. She loves it there. Hey, we got Leanne in the house. You guys always make me feel so good when the OGs come in on one of my chats. Leanne has been here since I think day one. Good to see you once again, Lauren. Lauren's back for day 3. How you doing? Oh no, is Tony going on all the chats talking about the mom? Yeah, we were all a teen. I know when I was 16, I was pretty much on my own at 16 by then. So I really didn't have any parent telling me anything. I think I was already out of my house at 16, to be honest. Carly's in the house. Miss Beautiful Carly with the sexy voice. She says, I started drinking at parks with friends at 14. Yeah. I know I grew up way different, so I just raised my kids a little different. But again, I mean, this is just not, it's not the time for it. Liz says, yes, he was on earlier on Amber's. Oh, no. Ain't no one got time for that, Tony. 17 for me. Heidi says she started drinking in the woods when she was 12. Hey, we got John in the house. Yeah, you guys, let's just be respectful for the mom. You know, she's going through something right now that I don't think any mother or father ever wants to go through. And at the end of the day, whatever decisions she's made or didn't make, she is the one who's dealing with that right now. And I'm not going to be the channel that adds to it. At the end of the day, for me, like I said, that's not what's important right now. All right. Let me share my screen with you guys. So let me stop sharing this. Give me 1 second. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to read this article. Some of you have already watched this and already know about it. Wait, why isn't it? Oh, hold on. Cancel. Give me a second. I seen this. One of my mods sent it to me yesterday, and then I watched the video that's attached to it. So we'll watch the video for it too. But I thought it was interesting what was being said. And if you guys have not, while I'm doing this, if you guys haven't liked this live, please do so. It does help with getting people into the chat. And not only that, the most important thing is to spread awareness with Kiely's case. Okay. Let me just move this a little bit around for me. Okay. Yeah, she must be feeling terrible. That's a good question, and I have been seeing a lot of people ask that. You know, the way they worded it on their Facebook, let me go to their Facebook really quick on my phone. I think it's more how they worded it on Facebook. Like when I watched the news presser, I was like, okay, they want us to see the jewelry because she wears this all the time, especially the longer one. And again, if I'm not sure if this is real gold, but if someone, you know, tries to pawn it, maybe someone who actually, you know, did something to her and they wanted to pawn it, you know, for any, they're giving that information because of that. Also because if anybody is helping with a search or if they come across any of her necklaces or jewelry. But I did notice they did emphasize the necklace on their Facebook post. So let me go to their Facebook really quick so I can show you. I can read it to you guys at least. Let me see. Let me go to Placer. Is it Placer or Placer? Placer, that's a 1. Placer is a 2. Which one is correct? You guys know me. Placer. I think it's Placer. All right. So the way they worded it on their Facebook, it says, this photo was recently taken of Kiely before she went missing. I believe it was about a month prior. Now, please look at the necklaces she is wearing. We ask anyone who has/may have seen her necklaces to please do one of the following: call our tip line or email and it gives their email. So I think what has a lot of people wondering why are they emphasizing on the necklaces is how they worded it. We ask anyone who has or may have seen her necklaces. So I don't know. What do you guys think about that? Do they think possibly this she was robbed? I mean, I don't know. And thank you, Liz, for that super chat. You are the first one today, so I truly, truly appreciate you. Thank you so much for that. Where did it go? Hold on. There it is. Thank you, Liz. I appreciate you, love. Thank you so much. One. Well, some of you are saying two. One. Placer. So it's placer then. Okay. I'll probably still say placer at times. It's okay, Carol. So Carol says that the sticker is a bull. Okay, yeah, that's what I originally had said. Because I had, I think Sam says it was a bull, right? Maybe like a Texas Longhorn. She's guessing something like that. She said, sorry, she's behind. It's okay. The wording is off to me. Yeah, I don't know. I'm interested to see what you guys say about that. But I have seen people questioning how they put it out. Like, what is behind the necklaces? They're emphasizing more on that than the other jewelry, it seems like. And she is a girl who wore a lot of jewelry. Yay, Ellison made it. We got Juicy Jewels in the house, I see. All right, you guys, I'm going. Tony's still here. He says 300 people and minors out partying in the woods and drugs and alcohol. How did police not spot hundreds of vehicles? Now, this is a good comment, Tony. I was also wondering, about this, but again, I'm not around this area. He says, how did they not spot hundreds of vehicles? I mean, 300 people, that's a lot of people. It's not like 20 kids hanging out in the woods. They're saying like 300 plus people. That is a lot of people. Exact location, Honeybee, I'm not too sure, but these kids are from, I'm guessing it's from the Truckee location, right? I'm not sure on her exact location, though. Yeah, Truckee, I'm thinking. Oh, that sounds like a fun weekend, Juicy. Are you doing all those things? Valerie says maybe the police are relaxed with it there and it's a normal thing. Well, let's get with this article because this is going to be someone called into a YouTuber's channel, and this is where the information is coming from. So as you can see, let me take that off the screen, and I'm not going to look at chat really quick, but as you can see, it says party where Kiely Rodni, 16-year-old, disappeared was crashed by older men giving away mushrooms and cocaine. Tipster says. Giving away cocaine. Okay, how much is cocaine out there? You're just giving it away. Police are investigating a tip that men in their late 20s were giving out free drugs, including mushrooms and cocaine, to teens at the party where missing Kiely Rodni was last seen. The U.S. Sun can exclusively reveal, it says. Now, Kiely, again, 16, she vanished early Saturday at around 12:30 a.m. near the Prosser family campground in Truckee, California, following a wild end of a school bash. The way they worded that, wild end of a school bash. And again, this is Kiely. This is the only photo so far that we have of that night. I guess people are saying that it looks like these are some type of bottles on the floor, a bunch of trash, obviously. One thing I thought was interesting, and someone pointed out on one of the lives, was none of these kids are holding any cups or anything, actually. Um, they're just standing there. I don't know. This photo just gives me a weird vibe. And again, this will be a photo of Kiely, and they released this surveillance of her that was captured hours before she disappeared. It says on 8/5. Now, again, she was wearing a black spaghetti strap bodysuit, gray dicky pants, and black Vans. Then she has a black studded type of belt. Now, popular YouTuber Ed Mel. Did I say that correctly? I'm just going to say Mel. You guys know who he is. I'm sure you guys do. He's a huge YouTuber. He's been around for a really long time. He's live really late with like high-speed chases that usually are going down, it seems like, in California. So I watch him a lot at night. But I'm sure a lot of you guys know who he is. It says that he has been covering the teen's disappearance and has 133K subscribers. Says he received an email from a tipster whose family member attended the bash. Now, during a phone call featured on his show, the tipster, Ronnie Jones, told him, "I have two cousins. They go to Sierra College, and they were going up to that party they heard about. And they had some other friends going with them, but they were around 27 or 28 years old. They're older. There was a lot of older dudes there." It says, and so I asked them if they knew her, and they said they saw her there and that she was just like, laughing, going from group to group, talking. They didn't make nothing of it. So it seems like there was some really older, a way older crowd there. It was originally, it sounded like just a farewell to these graduates. And we got some older dudes, 27 and 28, being there. Hey, Seagate. Valerie says, that guy was there. Well, we'll see what everyone says once we listen to the actual phone call. I'm going to keep my mouth quiet with it. It says, but, okay, this guy, Ronnie's still talking. So it says, but she was talking to, I guess, a bunch of people. She was just walking around talking to everybody. And they said at the party, a lot of people were doing shrooms, cocaine, drinking, and all of that. It says, and I was like, yeah, but that's kind of normal around here, though. I wasn't really surprised about that. It says, I asked them, I said, did you see anything weird going on? Was anyone looking at her funny? But they were like, no, everyone was just chill. He says, but everyone was kind of messed up, and so was she. I asked, well, how drunk was she? And they said, well, she was stumbling around. She wasn't walking around like, oh, I'm tipsy, I'm cool. She was pretty drunk. If she has been driving around, she would have been swerving easily. So again, this is coming from a tipster who called a YouTuber's channel, called in on there, and he's stating that his cousins went to this party and that they seen her and that she was stumbling around. Now, when I heard that, at first I was thinking, okay, how intoxicated was she really? But if she was stumbling, I feel like anyone who has drank knows, we know when we're like catching a little buzz. There's different levels, I feel like, with drinking. You catch a little buzz, you're cool still, you know what you're doing and all that stuff. Then you're like buzz. And then you're like, if you're stumbling, I know if I'm stumbling around, I'm pretty drunk. I'm drunk if I'm stumbling. If I can't walk, I'm drunk. There's no question. So them stating that she's stumbling around is alarming. Keep in mind, she's only 16 years old and she's only 17 pounds. So they're claiming that she was drunk. Now, there was no way she could have drove. That was basically all I knew from that. And then they told me that there was some other stuff, but they can't really talk about that. That's basically all that they knew. So I don't know what that really means, that part right there. So this guy says, that was basically all I knew from that. And then they told me there was some other stuff, but they can't really talk about that. So what's this other stuff? Is he referring to the drugs? But then again, he's already talked about that. So I'm not sure, honestly, what that exactly means. Maybe we'll catch it in the audio. So it says she was really drunk and there were tons of drugs, he says. Not just drinking, they were doing blow. Blow, you guys, is cocaine. He says openly. So based off of what he's saying, it seems like everyone's just doing blow in front of everybody. Like it doesn't even seem like the drinking is the thing. It's like the drugs are the thing at this party, it seems like. It says that, and it wasn't just a teen party. There were a lot of adults there, mid 20 dudes who were way older than 16. Welcome, Seagate, to the membership. Thank you for joining. Everyone give them a big welcome. At age 16. Oh, yeah, no. Well, we know that it's 21 to legally buy alcohol in California. Wendy, I 100% agree with you. And even as an adult myself, sometimes, it depends. It's weird. I usually drink the same thing. I don't go to parties anymore. I usually, I'm home. I do my thing at home whenever I do drink. And, sometimes I can drink two glasses of, you guys know, Jameson is my jam, that's my girl. I can have 2 glasses of Jameson mixed with something, and I'll feel fine. Other times I can drink that and I'll feel buzzed. So it's just, you just never know. And take in consideration too, if you've eaten anything that day. Also, if you're out in the sun, I know when you're drinking in the sun, it hits you differently. So I agree. Wendy says kids don't know their limits. Even if I'm stumbling, I'm drunk. Yeah, same with me. So it was alarming to see that that he's stating that his cousin stated that she was stumbling, because that means she's drunk then if she's stumbling. And it put a picture of, I don't know if you guys remember the case where that one girl went to, I believe it was a hotel party, and there's surveillance video of her stumbling in the hallway. And my God, the surveillance is so hard to watch because she's literally bumping into walls, stumbling. Then they ended up finding her in some freezer. Do you guys remember that? What case was that? That was a heartbreaking case. And my boyfriend thinks there's more to that one. Heidi says, no parent can keep their eyes on their teens 24/7. So many perfect parents in the chat. Are we here to discuss the facts of her or the bash the mom? No, definitely not here. We don't bash the mom in this chat. That's for sure. And like I said yesterday, you guys, we can tell our kids something till they're blue in the face. And when they're out there, they're going to make their own choices. And that's the scary thing as a parent, I feel like. Trust me, I'm going through those fears now, knowing that my daughter's starting college. I know she's going to be going to, her first parties. So I'm just trying to set her up with the best education I can with, the do's and the don'ts. But once she's out there, she's going to make her own decisions. And I can only hope and pray she makes the right ones. But I also know kids make mistakes, that we all have made them. I know, Wendy. I don't know what that meant. Welcome, Ellison, to the membership. Thank you for joining. Everyone give her a big welcome. Carol, I agree with you. Oh, Heather. Heather says that at 16, she would black out. Okay, so let's continue. So it says, And it wasn't just a team party. I think I read this part, but there was a lot of adults. There were mid-20 dudes who were way older there than 16. Now, Ronnie, again, he's the tipster. He says that he claimed his family didn't see her leave and left the party around 10:30 or 11 p.m., while Kiely continued to party until gone at 12:30 a.m. Saturday morning, which was attended by up to 300 people. So this guy Ronnie is saying that his cousins left around 10:30 or 11. I thought this party started around 10. I'm still trying to figure out the timeline of just when the party started, because it's been stated that Kiely arrived, and I've seen it at different times. But I've seen some people say she arrived at 9. I've seen 9:45. I've seen 10. So I go from either 9 to 10. She arrived at that party. But he's stating that his cousins left at 10:30, 11. And if you think about it from Sam, remember she said that in the car, when they went to the car, that her ride was also leaving and that she wanted to stay later. And then we know that Kiely had texted her mom, I believe it was around also 11, wasn't it? That if she was going to be leaving at a certain time. So it's interesting that some of the kids seem to leave early, but then some stood all the way to, I guess, this 12:30 time frame. Now it says, they told me they didn't see her. They didn't see her wearing a sweatshirt at that time. She was wearing the bodysuit, same outfit, but they didn't see her wearing on a sweatshirt. When kids go out there, I've been out there, he says, they don't go out there with the drugs. They don't go out there with the shrooms. They usually bring the alcohol. So he's saying the minors are the ones who bring the alcohol. And I guess these older dudes are going to be the ones with the drugs. Now, the dudes who come out there, the older guys, they have the shrooms and the cocaine. And then the kids go hang out with that group, the older dudes, because they're giving them blow and hooking them up with stuff they can't really afford because they don't really have the money for it. Cocaine is pretty expensive. So these guys, these older dudes are just going to these parties with these minors and giving out expensive cocaine. So okay, has to be a reason behind it if that is exactly happening. Now, most of the guys, they always want to give it to the girls, he says. I figured. They give them free lines, but then they want to kick it with them. Like, hey, come do a line with me. Come do a line with me. That's how it goes. That's how those parties are. So he's saying that he's been to these parties before. He's saying he was not at this one particular one. He states his cousins were, but I'm guessing the ones he's been to, this is what he's observed. So the minors bring the alcohol and these older dudes. So it seems like this is always going on out there. I would love to know from more people that have been to these parties. Is this what goes on there? You know, the youngsters have the alcohol, and then these older guys come with the drugs, and they're giving out free lines to the girls. That's not good. There's no telling that what could have happened, but I do know she was messed up. That's a fact, he says. So if they try to word it nicely, he says, no, she was shit-faced. I can't say for sure she participated in doing the drugs, but that's what was there for a fact. So he's saying that she was shit-faced from alcohol, stumbling. But as far as doing drugs, he doesn't know if she was actually doing that. Now, as far as I think someone was involved, this guy Ronnie says he added that a lot of cocaine in the area is laced, and mixing it with shrooms would be a dangerous combination. So, these kids are just doing everything. It seems like some of them. He says that the word got out about the end of the school party a month ahead of time. Now, this is interesting right here, I thought. So that would explain why so many people were there. By word of mouth on campus at Sierra College, according to the tipster, who added, and no, I was not there. My wife would kill me, he says. Well, wifey, I hope you can confirm he wasn't there. His wife would kill him, he says. Oh, this dude, Ronnie, he's 29 years old. Ronnie, I hope you weren't there. You're 29. He also told the U.S. Sun, he has since joined the search and been near the campground, checking around the party site, and wants to investigate anywhere the car may have been stashed. Now, it says, I think someone is involved, he says. Who else was hanging out with her? He's asking. I don't think that I don't think it's possible to have that many people at a party and nobody know what happened to her because most people were in groups, he says. I find it hard to believe she was at that party by herself when her friend left. Where was her group of people? That's the sketchy part. He says, my cousin left with their group. They didn't interact with her, but they saw her drunk. So it looks like, and this is a lot for a lot of parties. You have your groups, you have your group of friends you hang out with, and there's another group of friends. So, and that's what everybody wants to know, where was her group of friends? We know the friend that she went with, didn't stay. She was only there for 10 minutes, and that would be Megs. Megs ends up leaving with her boyfriend. She didn't even stay for the party. I'm not even sure why she even went if she left 10 minutes later, but she didn't stay. And then we know that she was glued to Sam the whole night per Sam. They were together the whole time. They kept, they were drinking out of the same cups. And I seen a comment where someone said, it's interesting that Sam points out, how they were drinking they were both drinking and taking shots. And then, we were both, drinking out of the same cup, and someone said a comment that, oh, I wonder if she's saying that to make sure no one thinks like, oh, her drink was laced because I was drinking out of it too, or something like that, which I thought was an interesting comment. We know that at times Sam and Kiely would go their separate ways and talk to different people. But again, when Sam says she says her goodbye to Kiely at 12:25, and then she says that Kiely called her after that at 12:36, which we're all trying to figure out that time. She said she heard the party in the background. She said, I heard the party still at the background. She was still at the party, she says. So again, was she there with anybody else? Who was she hanging out with? That's the biggest question that we're all having. Who was she standing there with? And the thing I wonder, and I wish somebody can ask Sam this, when you said your goodbyes in person and you hugged her, was she standing next to anybody? Was there any other friends near there? Were there any people you went to school with right near her? Was she talking to anybody? You know what I mean? Who, or was she just standing there completely by herself? Oh, May, I agree with you on that. Hi, Dawn. She says, hope everyone is well. Carol says that, she was an itty bitty 5 foot, 115 pounds. If they were taking shots, it wouldn't take very much to render her. Yeah, well, not only that too, you got to also think, what did she eat that day? That also has a lot to, but she was really tiny and only 16. I mean, taking shots, I would just assume it seems like she would be drunk. Yeah, Seagate. He says the way Sammy described it, they were pounding them down. And then they also, and it's interesting that this guy says, this tipster Ronnie says that it's the teenagers that bring the alcohol and the older people bring the drugs. It's interesting because when Sam says they go to Kiely's car, she did say we went to the car to get more alcohol. And I was thinking, oh, where did Kiely get this alcohol from? So it looks like, the minors are taking the alcohol. Who's getting the alcohol for the minors? Did she get that? Did she have someone buy her that alcohol that day? Did she tell them where she was going to be? I mean, I have so many questions. Yes. But she was coherent enough to tell her mom she was on the way home and to make sure her friend found a ride. Well, here's the thing. When she's in the car, um, she does, Sam says, when they're in the car, they talk about, Kiely texting her mom. And we do know that her mom stated that she did tell her mom if she can stay later, something like that. And I guess she would be going home at a certain time. And then, all that stuff. And then her mom said, just wake me up when you get home. Um, and then she's okay enough for Sam to be like, can you give me a ride home? Right. And then it seems like after she gets out of the vehicle and, shortly right after, she's really intoxicated. But again, though, with alcohol, you could be fine 1 minute and then, 5 minutes later, you're drunk. You know what I mean? Especially, well, they were outdoors, but I know, and a lot of you probably know this too, you can be out at a party, inside a club, drinking, and you feel fine. Boom, you walk out and that air hits you, you're shit-faced. So again, she could have been okay enough in that vehicle, but then the alcohol just caught up to her. That's the thing with alcohol. And we don't know if she was doing any drugs. We don't know. And I feel like, honestly, and this is just my personal opinion, I feel like if Sam and Kiely were doing drugs, I don't think Sam's going to say that out loud. I just don't. I feel like it's one thing to say, yeah, we were drinking, but then to say, oh, we were doing drugs, I don't see Sam putting that out there. That's my personal opinion. Sorry, I had to highlight this comment. And I think I'm really behind with comments, you guys. Tell her to check the license plate for an Uber or a Lyft. Well, if she tried to get an Uber or a Lyft, I'm not sure if you said something prior to that. Wendy says she doesn't believe the teens. And Valerie's been saying this for a long time. She just wishes someone would corroborate Sam's story. Teresa, you're funny. She says, we all been there and guaranteed we all hoodwinkled our parents at times. Love Jameson, but only water in it. I love Jameson. That is my jam. That's my drink. Lord of the Flies party. Yeah. Lord of the Flies party. Why do I feel that when I look at the one image we have of the party? I don't know why. I don't know. And they do call this area the sanctuary. It's known to them. So it's a place that these teens would go to often, it seems like. Hold on, I'm just trying to catch up with the chat, you guys. Okay, so Kara says, yes, this little girl went to a party and told her mom she was going. How many of the kids there lied to their parents about where they were going to be? Her mom didn't cause this. No, of course not. Her mom didn't cause this. Her mom knew where she was going to be. But I feel like, parents, we trust our kids, You think they're going to go hang out with their friends, I don't know. It's like with being a parent, sometimes I feel like you're damned if you do, and you're damned if you don't. I don't know if any other parent goes through this, but I know I'm always questioning myself, my parenting. Right now, I'm dealing with this with mine just because, I've kind of kept her so busy with school, and then church, and then, she does work. And she's never been to a party. And now I'm like, oh my gosh, she's going to go to her first party soon because she's going to college. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Now I'm like all worried about it. And my friend I know, he's like, he's allowed his child to go to parties at 16. And he's like, you should have let her go now to these parties and experience it and maybe get drinking out now. And I'm just like, no, but I don't know. It's just, being a parent is definitely hard. It is hard. It doesn't get any easier, I feel like. I think for me, it's fun, the teenage years, but it is extremely more scary, especially because mine's a girl. So it's freaking scary. Woohoo! Look at Amber became a member. Well, thank you, Amber. I am so pleased to have you join the membership. Thank you. Carol says that Sammy said that Kiely and her were going back to Kylie's car for the alcohol. So it sounds like Kiely or her friends brought their own booze. Oh, yeah, for sure. It seems like they did bring their own alcohol because they went back to the car to get more alcohol, to Kylie's car to get more alcohol. And I kind of wonder if, in fact, because I wonder if we know Sammy said that she wanted to stay later, but her ride was leaving. So then she asked Kiely if she can take her home. And that's what was originally going to happen. So I wonder if maybe that's why Kiely ended up staying later too, was because Sam wanted her to stay and give her a ride. I'm sure she wanted to stay too. I'm not saying she didn't. It's just strange that how it all just switched. And you guys, I'm just trying to, Shots would do that. Oh yeah, Seagate. So, okay, so the tipster, it's the tipster's cousin. The tipster said that this guy, Ronnie, said he didn't go to this party. He's saying he wasn't at the party. He said he's been to these type of parties before, but this one particular one with Kiely going missing, no, he's saying he was not at this party. His wife would kill him, he says. He is 29 years old. So I'm guessing maybe when he was younger, he went to these type of parties. But it was his cousins who were at this party who seen Kiely stumbling. They didn't see her doing drugs, but they seen her stumbling around and chatting with, and chatting with strangers. Yes, correct, Carol. Valerie says, looks like the wife. Oh my God. Yeah, and make sure, Tony, you're keeping your comments respectful. Respectful to the mom. You know, we're not bashing her. We're not even questioning, any of that right now. Like I said in the beginning, it's not what's important right now. And this mom is dealing with her own do's and don'ts herself, and we're definitely not going to add it. So just make sure you're keeping your comments respectful. Okay, let me continue reading. Where did I leave off? Where did I leave off? Let's see. Okay, so I think I left off here. My cousins left with their group. They didn't interact with her, but they saw her drunk. I don't see these older guys coming out and saying like, yeah, I supply drugs. So many were underage. That's the problem. Well, we all know no adults. None of these guys are going to come out saying they gave these minors drugs. So of course they're not, even if they've seen something, they're not going to say anything, sadly. He added that police in the area have previously broken up similar parties, but many youngsters drive off until officers have disappeared and returned to the same spot to continue to drink. So he's saying that the police obviously are aware of these parties. They've broken them up before. Now, again, Mal, who is the YouTuber, his real name is Melvin, told the U.S. Sun, Ronnie said his cousins have been in touch with police and told them that what they know. I believe them. He says, I think she may have been under the influence and driven into some water or something. The Sun also spoke to a spokesperson from Placer County Sheriff's Office on Thursday who says they've been made aware of Ronnie's allegations and are investigating. So they are aware of this tipster's information. Lord of the Flies, you guys. Lord of the Flies. Now, here's something that I never knew before either. Oh, I know. I agree. Kylie's friend Sam, she shared footage from the Friday night's party, which took place in the public woodland area surrounding the campsite. Now, the video shows dozens of teens gathered on the land surrounded by trees with trash strewn around, including what appeared to be empty bottles of alcohol. So that would be the one photo that we have seen of the group of kids, which none of them are holding any cups or even their phones. They're all just standing there. But then it says in another scene, a group of youngsters are seen partying while a light from a cell phone is shining on them. So is there two photos that I'm not aware of? I'm aware of one of them, but is there another one that I haven't seen out there? I don't know. It's only been the one still to this day, which is crazy to me. Now, the community has been hosting teen-to-teen talks without adults and law enforcement in an effort to get them to come forward with any relevant information about Kylie's disappearance. Now, Sammy told the U.S. Sun, I think a lot of them were scared to talk. They were engaging in illegal activities in the woods. It's like the Lord of the Flies space where they can just be. We've said over and over again, we're not investigating any of you. We're partnering with you in an investigation for a missing person. This isn't about things you should have done. But it is also hard because there are so many teenagers. What are their relationships like with their parents? That can define a lot of what they're going to say. And they're used to hiding everything. Well, I feel like with these teens, if you don't want to go to your own parent, just go to law enforcement. I've seen other people say that, these teens talking to law enforcement without a parent is not always good. If my kid ever went to law enforcement, I'd better be right there. That's all I'm saying. Now, they're afraid of the consequences or how they're going to be viewed, how their parents are going to react. But at this point, it's like, who cares? We need to find her. Now, the Sun also understands that the teens were sometimes fighting during the evening and smoking weed as well as drinking alcohol. We also know from yesterday's presser that law enforcement has got footage of, I guess, these fights that happened there, but they're asking for more surveillance to be sent to them. Sam says that, they would put boxing gloves on and they would just fight. She said it was nothing like, nobody would get mad, she said. It's not like, people wanted to, like, it's not like you're mad at someone and let's fight. It was kind of just like playing around, she says. But she did say that sometimes afterwards people would get upset over the fights. I don't know. It's like Fight Club mixed with Lord of the Flies. I don't know. Now, Sammy, who claimed that she felt uncomfortable when the party got bigger, also told reporters her and Kiely were drinking from the same containers, doing shots, and went back to her car together to charge Kylie's phone at one point. She left before Kiely, and there have not been any confirmed sightings of her doing drugs at the party or even leaving. It's like so far after 12:25, because that's when Sam says her goodbyes to her, it's like, nobody's seen her, which is just weird. Let's see. So the U.S. Sun first revealed that campground party was crashed by the older men in a conversation with Sam. She said Kiely was telling her mom she was going to be the designated driver because that's how she was going out to the party, giving an alibi so that her mom didn't freak out and say, I want you home early. So that's information I didn't quite know before. So it looks like she told her mom she wasn't going to be drinking. She was going to be the one responsible in driving, or else her mom would not have let her go. Her mom stated, I want you home early. She previously explained to the U.S. Sun, the person she said she was going to drive out actually drove me out there. So I know she only drove one friend out. Let me see the one person. So what she's saying is that Sam was originally supposed to go with, Kiely to the party, but I don't know, she didn't end up going with her, but her other friend Megs ends up going with her to the party, who didn't stay long. Hi, allegedly with Brittany. What do you think about this case? Didn't Sam say she needed to find another ride because she wanted to stay later? But why would she end up leaving before? Yeah, I don't know. that is the whole thing. Even watching her talk about it, it's, I don't know. I don't know. What bothers me is how she says, she gets a ride home, because she clearly sees that Kylie's intoxicated. And then she says, you know, I thought she would have spent the night at the campsite. She's a smart girl. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. And again, I mean, they are young, and I know some people think that Sam knows more. I'm still just trying to see if what I'm feeling, these red flags from her, is just that possibly they were probably doing drugs and she doesn't want to say it. Also, who gave Sam a ride home? Maybe she left her friend there, and I'm speculating because she wanted to go hook up with a guy. Who knows? I mean, I feel like maybe some of these red flags from her might be just her own guilt of leaving her friend behind. That's just me, though, or possibly what they were doing there. I'm still undecisive with it. Hey, Amanda. I still see Tony in here. Hey, chicken lady, how are you? I'm really behind in chat, you guys. I'm trying to catch up. Carol says, if Kiely ingested mushrooms at some point, the trip could have hit her after calling her mom, but prior to leaving, never a trip with strangers. I've never done anything. I've never done those type of drugs. I had asked my boyfriend about it, but I think it depends what it is too, I believe. But for shrooms, he said it didn't hit him immediately. Again, I have no idea. I'm so scared of those type of drugs. My drugs were way worse, but those drugs, anything like, yeah, I don't know. I was really scared of those kind of drugs. Oh, Tony, really? Oh my God, Tony. Tony says, Sammy and Jagger both seem on the wrong track in life, both in need of a good haircut and shower with friends like them in life. Really? Now you're just being silly. I thought Jagger had some cool hair. And it's the style of these kids now. They have long hair, especially the boys. It could be. It could be. I've heard people saying that they took one and they didn't feel it, so then they took another one and then it hit them all at once. Again, we don't know if she did any drugs. I mean, based off of this article, it seems like it was just cocaine out everywhere. Lines just rolled up for, all these young girls, and shrooms just being passed around. I mean, they say cocaine is expensive, and these guys are just there handing it out for free to these girls. You're giving them to, if you are handing out drugs like that is expensive for free, you're doing it for a reason. I'm sorry. You're not going to give away product for free unless you think you're getting something in return, either right then and there or later. There's just no way. I'm not believing that. Mandy says, I don't believe she drove anywhere. Someone else drove her car somewhere. Yeah. I'm with you on that one too. If she was stumbling drunk, but again, Sam says, she was intoxicated. She also states that she herself, she had been drinking. I forgot the word she used for herself. Okay, Scott, let's see. Devil's advocate here. What if Sam's lying about the night, and if something bad happened earlier and the person texting mom wasn't Kiely, but someone else asking to stay later? On, I think it was News Nation, they asked the mom that question, because I think we're used to sometimes that's what happens, right? Look at the Brian Laundrie, right? With the stage text. So that question was actually asked the mom if the wording was like how Kiely would word it. Is this something she would normally do, or was this something out of the ordinary? Looking back at it now, what did the mom think? And the mom said, no, that was her daughter who texted her. Yep, exactly how it was worded was how she talks. It's something that Kiely always did. She was always in communication with her mom, she says. So the mom, based off what she said, believes the person that messaged her was in fact her daughter based off the wording and what she had said. So I don't know, but it could have been anybody too. You're right. But the mom says no, that was how her daughter would message her. Crazy crime chick. Let's do a pickleback. I don't know what that means. Carly, what do you mean? I'm really behind in chat, you guys. Oh, holy moly. Carol says, I also wondered if the texts were staged, but Kiely actually spoke with her mom voice to voice and said, I love you at 11:30. See, I can't, so far I'm getting a text message. I haven't seen mom say a phone call. I haven't seen that yet. It's just been pure so far that I've heard a text message. Amanda says, Tony Smith, we aren't dumb. We are sleuthers here. People like you are usually involved. We can smell damage control. You got to love Amanda. She's just so straightforward. Hey, Nurse Bev. Good to see you here. We can't be at our kids' sides 24/7. No, we cannot. Yes, exactly. Good point, Vicky. She says, I think we have to remember that, yes, she was 16, but she graduated with 18 years old. Very, very true. Good point, Carol. She says, The Lord of the Flies is a story about two opposing tribes who are fighting over territory. But weren't they friends though? Weren't they all a group of friends at first? Right? And then they became divided. And they eventually destroying the other. It's a very strange reference. You know what? I didn't even think about that until you worded it like that. But weren't they originally friends? Like they were all together? Right? God, I haven't watched that movie. I'm going to have to watch it again in such a long time. That is a weird, now that I think about it, that is pretty a weird wording to use. The Lord of the Flies. I've seen Lord of the Flies. It's just been so long. All right, so let me continue this, and then we're going to watch the actual audio of this caller, this tipster, Ronnie. We're going to watch it. It's about, I think, 17 minutes. Let me finish reading this really quick. Give me a second. Let's see. She planned on getting drunk and getting effed up. I asked her earlier on the night if she could take me home, but she was in no fit state to drive. So she planned on getting drunk and getting effed up. I asked her earlier on in the night if she could take me home, but she was in no fit to state to drive. So I guess she's saying that Kiely was planning on getting drunk and getting effed up, or is she referring, if the way the article is referring to Sam was. I'm not sure. What do you guys think? The last recording sightings of her. Okay, now look at this. Now it's saying 12:40. Okay, so Sam gave a 12:40 mark, I guess, when she originally did this. Now I understand why some people were really questioning her. So from this interview she did with The Sun, it says the last recording sighting of her was 12:40. I was the last person to speak to her at 12:36 a.m. when she asked me if I still needed a ride home. Okay, so again, this whole thing doesn't make any sense at all. The last recording sighting of her was 12:40. Okay, she's saying, and I was the last person to speak to her. So who's the last person who saw her at 12:40 is my thing. And this is a thing when there's multiple interviews done, things always are switched around sometimes, and it shouldn't be. It says, now we know there were a lot of college people. Teens are coming out in our teen to teen talks. There were a lot of sketchy older guys that were seen there. This was right about when I left, when we had that last contact. So there was a lot of sketchy older. So, okay. She's saying that there was a lot of sketchy older guys that were seen there. This was right about when I left. So she leaves her intoxicated friend with a bunch of sketchy guys. Okay. She had asked her mom for a later curfew. She was going to text her mom saying she couldn't find her friend, which is why she'd be home late. I don't think she ever even sent that text. Okay, this is something new too. I hadn't heard. I knew she asked her mom for a later curfew because mom has said that. She was going to text her mom saying she couldn't find her friend, which is why she'd be home late. I don't think she ever sent that text. Okay. What? Have you guys read this article? What? What friend was she? What friend? She couldn't find her friend. She was going to text her mom saying she couldn't find her friend. What friend? Which is why she'd be home late. What friend is this? Because we know Meg's, Sam already said that was never, they were never scheduled to leave there together. They were never, like she says, they went there together, but they were never scheduled to leave together. And we know Meg's left literally 10 minutes after arriving. So could have been her. What friend is this? She was going to text her mom saying she couldn't find her friend, which is why she'd be home late. I don't think she ever sent that text. I don't know why, but this is just bugging me. Let me scroll down to comments. I want to see what you guys are saying. This is the first time I'm actually reading that part. Yes, Seagate. Yeah. So this part right here, the top portion was going to be the tipster about what his cousin's seen, but now we're going on to what Sammy is saying. So this is what Sammy told the son. So all this portion right here that I've been reading, all of this stuff and a little bit up, has been all Sam talking to the son. I'm just trying to, this part right here, she had asked her mom for a later curfew. We know that because mom said that. So she did that. So I'm thinking in the vehicle when they went, remember, they go back to the vehicle, they charge her phone. Remember, Sam says that, she was going to send her mom a text. And then this would make sense with the 11 p.m. time frame mom gives us, right? So this would make sense when she would text her mom. But then this part, she was going to text her mom saying she couldn't find her friend, which is why she'd be home late. I don't think she ever sent that text. I don't know. I gotta piece that still together with everything I have on my notes and timeline. I don't know. She couldn't find, what friend is this? Was she supposed to go home with someone else? I still feel that Sam and her were supposed to go home together. I still feel that Sam was supposed to get Kiely home. That's what I feel in my gut. And I feel that phone call that Kiely made to her was, where are you at? That's what I feel. Because Sam's story makes no sense to me. If you think about it, you say your goodbyes, bye, I love you, and in person, then you go home with someone else and you're already in the vehicle driving off. And then you get a phone call minutes later from Kiely saying, "Oh, do you still need a ride home?" Like, what? That makes no effing sense. So I don't know. There's definitely something not being told with that whole goodbye shit. I don't know. Something's off with it. I don't know. I gotta look more into that, but I don't know. Yeah, what friend? Exactly, Lauren. What friend? I think law enforcement needs, I seriously hope they have a unit that is specialized in following all of the social media aspect of it all. You know, like with certain cases we follow, we hear that they have a unit that is following the Facebook groups, what's these people posting online, all the people's interviews. I hope they're following all of this shit because I don't know. This kind of threw me off right now. Sorry. Okay. As it gets closer to the 72-hour mark, I haven't slept in 2 days now. I've had a maximum of 4 hours of sleep combined. It's rough, I'll say honestly. And again, that's coming from Sam. Now, friends further revealed that they think the older boys came in from Sacramento or Nevada City. Now, okay, so let's see. Okay. So we'll read this part right here, and then we're going to watch the video. So the FBI brought in personnel to help with the search, and officers have been knocking on doors and reviewing CCTV from stores, gas stations, and other businesses, along with ring camera footage from residents' home. So far, police say nobody has come forward to say they saw her leave the party. Now, let's see. Of course, they feel that they think someone knows something and it's not coming forward. Now, Kiely's phone has been off since 12:30 a.m. So it's been off since 12:33. Okay, so 12:33 law enforcement gave us that time. So since Saturday morning, police also said Wednesday. Now, the teen had an iPad, which is at her family's home, and her laptop is believed to be in her car, which is still missing. So her iPad is at home. Her laptop is believed to be with her in the car because obviously it's not at their house. Now, police have searched with dirt bikes, helicopters, on foot, and found no evidence that Kiely went anywhere near her home. Oh my God. All right. I'm going to share now the audio of this guy so we can actually hear what he is saying. Sorry I took a minute with that one part of the friend. I don't know. I gotta look more into that. That just threw me off big time. I think it's this one. Okay, hold on. How you guys doing in chat? Don't think I'm ignoring you guys. I just get distracted pretty easy. You already know how I run things here. Hey, Anna D, glad to have you back today. She said, did Kiely's ex show up and Sam hook up with him? A fight? Allegedly, he was not at the party. He came in the next day when he heard that when Kiely was missing. Sorry. People are saying, this is something that Valerie keeps telling me. People are speculating that Sam and Jagger possibly dated or once dated again. I haven't seen any truth to that. So that's just speculation from people just trying to talk it out and stuff like that. But that's just speculation. I mean, I'm sure those kids can corroborate that statement. You know what I mean? Wendy. Yeah, allegedly Brittany's responding to Delana's comment, but she said yes, and even says she thought Kiely might stay at the campground overnight. Why wouldn't she take her home? And she said after she said that comment, she said she's a smart girl. But, you know, it just doesn't make sense. It really, really doesn't. But again, I'm trying to just balance through this. So I keep saying, well, she's 18. She was drunk too. But then it just makes me feel like, were you really her friend? I don't know. Exactly. She says her goodbye to her and you don't know who she's leaving with. It's just very strange. Maybe she left with the dude, Sam. Who knows? We don't know. We really don't know. Aw, thank you, allegedly, with Brittany. I appreciate your comment. I'm doing my best. I took a month off, so I got a lot of catching up to do. Yes, Jules just turned off her phone. Yes. Wendy, what did Wendy ask? Can't they use Find My Device on her laptop? Amanda's saying, unless it's cellular enabled. No. Wendy, not in water unless airplane mode is on. Let's see. Crazy crime chick. Wait. That said, the iPad at her house, right? Yes. Get a hacker. The iPad iTunes is connected to her iPhone. They can download apps and check last location. I keep saying, yeah. So the iPad they have, her laptop they don't have. So I'm gonna assume law enforcement's already on top of that. Hopefully. I mean, I feel like if one thing that was stated, I think from Placer was that if we're thinking it, they've already thought it. They made a comment like that. Valerie, no, there is no supposedly. Allegedly, it's just, I honestly think that's just coming from people speculating, like, you know what I mean, trying to piece together what could have happened. I haven't seen anything really. I feel like it's us YouTubers saying it. Yes, they are. Yes. Sammy and Jagger are friends on social media, not with Kiely. Jagger's friends with Kiely, but Kiely and Sam are not friends, which was really a shocker for me. Tony says, give a voluntary polygraph to any party goers in attendance. Anyone who avoids taking a voluntary polygraph needs to be investigated. First two polygraph tests should be dirty duo, Sammy and Jagger. So Tony really thinks that that Sammy and Jagger. Allegedly, Britt, I'm glad you're here. And welcome to being a new member. Thank you for joining. Everyone give her a big, big welcome. Thank you, love. I appreciate that. No, I agree with you. Scott says that his last statement about the iPad, it's important because they can possibly find secret messages like someone who's supposed to be there via Instagram or Snap. No, I totally agree with you on that. And I'm just assuming that they're already working on that. All right, let me share my screen and let's watch this. We're still good with time. I'm trying to keep this not too long for you guys. So this is going to be from Ilk Ed Mal. Ilk Ed Mal. I'm going to call him Mal. I know a lot of you already know who he is. And if one of my mods can drop his link for me in the chat, I'm sure everybody who follows true crime knows who he is. He's a huge YouTuber. He cracks me up. He's super funny to watch. He does these funny voices all the time. He does a lot of late night high speed chases, which I like. Okay, so Evil says Sammy and Jagger follow each other. Sammy doesn't follow Kiely, which I don't get since they are close friends. Yeah, and anyone who has a teenager knows how big social media is. I know to parents, we might think, oh my God, that's so silly. But I have a teenager. So trust me, one unfollows one, it's a huge, huge deal. So to me, when I seen this, I thought it was very interesting because of that. So were they as close as she claims? I don't know. It's just interesting she didn't follow her. They didn't follow each other. I don't know. Did they have a falling out prior to all of this? Sam did say they became closer within, what did she say? They became closer, I think she says, a few months leading to all of this, I think she stated. Sarah says most likely over a boy. Unfortunately, in teenage girls' lives, jealousy is huge, huge, and usually a boy is smack in the middle of it. Yeah, they have the iPad, Scott. Delana says, my dad said because, and Delana's dad is law enforcement. So she said, my dad said because she had an Apple phone, a warrant is needed for phone records. Yes, that is true. We know that from the Chris Watts case I remember with Shanann Watts. A warrant was needed for phone records, and that could take 2 to 3 days or longer for that whole process. Well, we're already on what day? What day is this that she's been missing? 7, 6? Yeah. I also seen that Jagger commented on a different YouTuber's video that he is the ex-boyfriend or something like that. So I don't know. But from the video watching it, it does seem like he is the boyfriend. The way he talks about her, he talked that day. He was telling her about, some stuff he was going through. Kim. When he gives his funny voices, it's funny. When he calls he'll give this like really deep voice. Oh, Evil I Exist. They are big on that. All right, let's watch this. So what we're going to watch, you guys, is going to be what I just read, but it goes more into details, obviously, because this is going to be the actual call. All right, and let me put myself on the screen because I'm going to be showing. Oh, I don't want to be right there by him. I don't want to block his face. Nope. Nope. Okay, we'll do it this way. Just for, striking purposes. Don't want to get a strike. I don't think he strikes people for using his content. Hi, Donna. And anyone following the Summer Wells case, Evil Exists does an amazing job with that case. So make sure if one of my mods can drop her link. Okay, let's play this, you guys. I'm going to mute and I will be stopping it. And if you don't want to hear my commentary over it, you can go over to his channel and watch it without my commentary.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing, Ronnie?
What's up, Mel? How you doing?
Hey, good. Thank you for reaching out.
Oh, for sure. Give me 1 second. I'm
Sure.
going downstairs. I can talk privately.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys caught that, but he said, hold on, let me go downstairs so I could talk privately. This is the guy that said he was not at the party, or else his wife would kill him. So I just thought it was hilarious that he said, oh, hold on, I got to go downstairs. Wifey, girl, you better make sure he was not at that party. I'm just saying.
All right. Let me fix this here.
Okay, cool. Got it. All right, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so I had 2 cousins. They go to Sierra College, and that's in Roseville, basically like Rockland, Roseville area. And they were going up to that party. They heard about it. And they had some other friends going with them, but they're around like 27, 28 years old. They're older. And so there's a lot of older dudes there. And so I asked them if they knew her, and they said they saw her there. And she was just like, laughing, going from group to group talking. They didn't make nothing of it. But she was talking to, I guess, a bunch of people. Like, she was just walking around talking to everybody. And they said at the party, a lot of people were doing shrooms, cocaine, drinking, and all that. And I was like, yeah, but that's kind of normal, though, because, a lot of, honestly, in Cali, in the area I'm at, everyone does cocaine. Like, all the younger kids at school, under 18, where like they all just buy cocaine from some old dude who lives in some apartment complex, and they buy coke and they.
It's funny because when he says everyone in California just does cocaine, I thought it was funny because I am born and raised in Southern California, and maybe it's my age, but I feel like back then, no one did cocaine back then. I don't know. My party days, I'm sorry, but everybody was doing meth. Unfortunately, meth was the drug back then. So it was just funny. So I guess times have changed. Now in Arizona, you'll see a doctor doing fucking cocaine. I'm just saying.
They do it with their friends, and but that's kind of normal around here. So I wasn't really surprised about that. And so I asked them. I said, "Did you guys see anything weird going on?" I was like, "Was anyone like looking at her friend?" Like, no, everyone was just chill, but everyone was kind of messed up, and so was she. And then I asked, I was like, "Well, how drunk was she?" And they're like, "Well, she was like stumbling around, like, she wasn't walking around like, oh yeah, I'm tipsy, I'm cool." She was pretty drunk. Like,
so stumbling around.
Drove, if she would have been driving around, she would have been swerving easily swerving. So there was no way she could have drove. And that's basically all I knew from that. And then they told me that there's some other stuff, but they can't really talk about it. But that's basically all that they knew, is that like she was really drunk, and there was tons of drugs there, like not just drinking. People weren't just drinking; they were doing blow open.
Okay, so to hear him say it out loud is a little alarming. How he states that the cousin said that she was stumbling, there was drugs there, and there was, he says, but then there was some other stuff, but they couldn't talk about it. That's alarming. What is this other stuff that they couldn't talk about? What could that have been? That's a little alarming. So I hope law enforcement is really investigating this. From the article, it says they're aware of this and they're looking into it, but what else could be going on there besides drinking and the drugs? Hearing them say it's just a little alarming. Something sexual, but like what though? I mean, in front of where the cousins can see, right? Something else is going on there that they wouldn't talk about. So I'm just wondering, okay, what's this other thing that you can't talk about? That's hearing it being said now is making me like, oh my God.
Like everyone's doing blow together. They're like going over to a group of people. You sit down, break a line, and it was like that. And it wasn't just a teen party. There was a lot of adults there. It wasn't some
because they were saying it was like a high school thing, So, but
there was a lot of high school kids there, but there was a lot of mid-20s, like dudes who were still in college because they went to college later. Probably been out of school for a minute, went back to, and then they heard about this party. But yeah, it wasn't just teens. There was dudes way older there.
Wow.
That's why it was kind of crazy that they were just saying it's a teen party. Okay, well, you had a bunch of dudes there that were way older than 16 years old. There's 26, 28, 29-year-olds there.
Did they see her leave, or no? They just saw her.
No, my buddies. They kick it. We all kick it with the same group because I hang out with my cousins all the time. They're good dudes. Mm-hmm. But they went there to do I can't really say their names, but they went there to have a good time and do what was there, and that's what they do. But they didn't kick it with her like that. But they saw her, and they left. I think around like 10:30, 11. So she stayed later than them. But they didn't say like they did tell me that they didn't see her wearing a sweatshirt at that time. They didn't see her wearing a sweatshirt.
Did they see her in a tank top, like the black?
Yeah,
spaghetti?
She was wearing the bodysuit. Yeah, she was wearing the same outfit, but they didn't see her wearing no sweatshirt. So that's all I know though.
And do you know if they Did they see anybody like creepy out there? Do people hook up out there, like right there in the woods too? Like do they?
Oh, like I can't say that people. It's hard to explain. Like there's okay. So when kids go out there, because I've been out there. I've partied in Tahoe. I don't party as much anymore because I got 3 kids now. But I know when they go out there, a lot of kids go out there. They don't go out there with the drugs. They don't go out there with the shrooms. Like they usually bring the alcohol. They get alcohol. The dudes who come out there, the older guys, they have the shrooms and the cocaine, and then the kids go.
Yeah, when he said we all came, I know I caught that too. But he again will clarify later on, like, no, I wasn't there. I wasn't there. He says he wasn't there. This guy says he wasn't there.
Go hang out with that group, the older dudes, because they're giving them the blow and hooking them up with stuff that they can't afford because they don't really got the money for it. Because cocaine's pretty expensive. Right. And so you would go hang out with those group do blow, then there'd be another group who has cocaine. And most of the guys, they always want to give it to the girls.
And it's being offered for free because they want the company and stuff.
Yeah, for free. They give you free lines, but then they want you to kick it with them. You know, oh, hey, come do a line with me. Come do a line with me. You know, that's how it goes. Those are how those parties are.
Right.
So there's no telling what could happen, but I do know for a fact she was messed up. That is a fact. So if they try to word it nicely, like, oh yeah, she was no, she was shit faced.
Yeah. And I wonder, you know, was it just alcohol? Was it possibly substances, you know, tripping or like whatever?
Oh, it's definitely a mixture. I can't say for sure she participated, but that's what was there. Right. For a fact. That's what it was for. That's why everyone went. And you're probably having different groups of people bringing their type of cocaine. So then they're all sharing amongst each other, you know?
Right.
Yeah, but that's how that party was.
Yeah, man. All right, well, thanks. Let me see the chat real quick if there are any other questions. So your cousins, they left around 10:30 or something like that.
Yeah, they left. She was still there, but they didn't. I asked them if they saw her before they left, and they didn't.
Oh, okay. Damn, yo. And did they see? I don't know if you asked them like if they saw any creepy people out there or vibes.
No. It's okay. Like to me, if I went out there now, like let's say if I went out there and I saw some older dudes and I knew a girl was 16, 17, and he's like, come do a line with me, I would think that's fucking creepy alone itself. Like, dude, why do you want to do a line with her? She's like 10 years younger than you. She's a minor. But when you basically decide to go out to that party, it's like all bets are off. Like everyone's okay with it. You know what I mean? So nobody would look at it as creepy. But on the outside looking in, you would think it's creepy.
Right.
And someone said, what does blow mean? Blow is cocaine. So coke.
Okay. They're saying, somebody said.
And this is something that I've been trying to figure out. What time did this event actually take place? Because I agree, April says, you go to a party and leave at 10:30, 11. Yeah, I doubt that. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. When did this actually take place? What time did this actually start? Is like what I'm wanting to know. I know, like I said, I've seen it different places that Kiely got there at 9, 9:45, 10. So I just say she's got there anywhere between 9 and 10. And this guy says his cousins left around 10:30, 11. And I do agree. He talks about this in a way for me, like if he was actually there, just the way he words it and stuff. But again, he says he wasn't there, you know, that his cousins were there.
If she got there at 10, well, over here, this one note, they said around 10. This here one note says 9:45 to 10. I don't know. But somebody said, how could she have been wasted already? I mean, I don't know. A lot of people pregame sometimes too. We don't know what she did before she got there either.
Yeah, she was drinking pretty much the whole time. Like that's when I know when they saw her early in the day. I can ask them a specific time I can call back when they saw her like that.
You said they saw her earlier in the day?
Yeah, and she was drunk.
What do you mean earlier in the day?
Like before they left, like because they left around like 10:30 or 11. So before that, like I would guess like around 8 or 9, she was already drunk.
Because supposedly she had gotten there around 9.
Yeah,
9:30, something like that, 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is why I like Mel. He's very observant of what's being said, and he catches shit like that. So I'm glad he questioned him on it, because he says that when they seen her drinking earlier in the day, to me that's daytime. So his wording was really off with it. But and then he says that she was drunk shit faced by 8 or 9. She supposedly gets to this party, but again, pregame. I don't know.
And how the cousin
So when
spoke
they saw her,
to.
she was drunk.
Oh, okay. Damn, that's crazy, man.
Yeah, but I asked them, I was like, did you guys know her? Like, were you guys friends with her? But they had no type of connection with her whatsoever. Like nothing. But yeah, but for sure, those other drugs were definitely there. So 100% fact, those drugs were there. So
Damn.
I don't know if she participated, but that it'd be unfortunate if she did, because with cocaine you can't tell what it's laced with, because a lot of the coke out here is not pure cocaine. It's laced. It's laced with something. So it's just,
right.
You're not getting pure coke. And then if you're combining that with maybe doing some shrooms or drinking, smoking weed, taking dabs, whatever.
Oh, dabs.
You're gonna be jacked up.
I didn't even tell me about dabs. Yeah, dabs. Ooh, if I tried that one time,
dabs is
Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, I can't even tell that story.
Oh yeah, and another thing too. When people come up here, because I stay close to the area, I'm really close to it. There's a dispensary right off the freeway where I live, and when people go up there, they stop at the dispensary and they buy hella stuff there, and then they go up there and they use it. So you have a lot of stuff you can stop by on the way there, and you just get jacked up in the woods.
Wow. So. And one more thing too, like, because there was a video clip that we saw, and there was I guess the friend had said that, like, you know, there were some guys there that, like, I guess, like, were kind of forcibly making her smoke.
Okay, let me answer this question really quick. So the reason they know also it was a bodysuit too, Sam said that when they would go to the restroom, they went to the restroom a couple of times while they were at the party, and she said, yes, it was a bodysuit. But you can tell the way, for me, I have a lot of bodysuits, so you can tell how her skin is showing. It doesn't look like a tank top when it's tucked in. The way, I don't know how to explain it. It's just the way it looks on the photo. To me, it looks like a bodysuit she is wearing. When you tuck in a tank top and you show skin, the way it curves on the side just as differently, that you can tell it's a bodysuit, in my opinion. And then her friend Sam said they went to the bathroom a couple of times, and yes, in fact, she was wearing a bodysuit.
A bong or whatever, take bong rips about 5 guys. I mean, is that like, I mean, I don't know. Are guys like pursuing the girls there, or like are any weird, or are they just, hey, there's all these drugs and the girls are just kind of willingly kind of, hey, it's party, have fun. Like, there's like predator types out there.
What it is basically like, if you got a bunch of older dudes there, a lot of these older dudes who are doing the drugs or that got connections for it. So then I think they do they don't necessarily force it on them, but they're like, hey, do you want to do some coke? And they're like, yeah, let me tell my friends. And then she gets 2 more of her friends. And then he's like, oh, I got the attention of these girls. And then he's just having a good time getting them to do more coke, giving them free coke and all that. But he's looking at it like, oh, I'm getting the attention from the females,
right.
No matter how old they are. So they take advantage of that, especially when they have stuff they want to have a party, because it's a party. They're all going to want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So when they have something everyone else wants, it's like, oh, well, come hang out with me. I'll give it to you. So yeah, it is kind of like, it's dirty. It's a dirty thing. And that's what was really sad, is that a lot of the dudes there were older. They weren't young like that. So.
And let me ask you this. I don't know if you know. Do you know how how did the event, like, did somebody host the event, and how did word spread out? Because I heard like it was like Snapchat or like.
Oh yeah, yeah. So I asked my cousins how they heard about it, and they said it started going around Sierra College like maybe a month or 2 before it happened, before the party went down, and they heard about it from other people on campus, and they're saying, hey, you gonna go? And then they got the address, and they just planned to go. It just spread word everywhere. Like, they were hearing about it. I didn't know about the whole possible people coming from San Francisco. I don't know about that. But I do know it hit all the way in Sierra College, which is about maybe an hour and a half from Tahoe.
And hit how?
So
like social media?
No, they found out at the school. Like, they didn't even have to get on social media. They had people talking about it at the school before they even found out about it through social media. Like, people were talking about it on campus.
Wow.
Which would make sense if you think about it, why this party grew so big for this one. People were already knowing about it for a month prior.
That's how they found out about it.
Wow. Okay.
And no, I was not there. No, my wife would kill me.
All right, and let me see. I think that's it. Unless there's anything else.
I think it's funny how he says, no, I wasn't there. My wife will kill me. But then in the very beginning, he says, oh, hold on. Let me go downstairs so he can talk to Mal. Why can't you talk about this in front of your wife? Huh? What's going on here?
Do you know if they reported it to the that they saw her?
Yeah. They've already spoken with the police and told them everything they know, but there wasn't much that they could have said that was different than many other people there, because a lot of the people there just said, yeah, I saw her around, because she was, like they told me, they said when they did see her, she was walking back and forth. Like, she was talking to this person, talking to that person, so they just kind of figure, oh, she has a lot of friends, but if she didn't know those people, well, she sure acted like it, or she was friendly,
Olivia has a question. She was asking,
okay,
because there are conflicting numbers of how many attendees were there. How many people do you think were there?
Oh, my cousin said there was at least over 300 people there.
Okay.
Like it was packed. That's why it's like and there was a bunch of kids there. Like, there was a bunch of kids from school there, but like, it was mixed with older adults who had the drugs. And my cousins, I'm just gonna say, were one of the older group that had the stuff, and my cousins are 25 and 26 years old.
Wow.
So they came there with it. Other people did too. So then you start swapping. You're hanging out with other people, and they're like, "Oh, you got this? Yeah, you want some? Come over here." There you go.
Right.
There's a lot.
Did he just say that his cousins went there with it, so with drugs, and they were swapping it? Is that what he said? Yeah, don't tell this guy any of your secrets, guys.
A lot of people there, so it's kind of hard to keep track of one person. Like, everyone's kind of mingling amongst each other, so you can get lost in the crowd. And I don't know if anyone was really paying attention to her like that, but it's sad that it happened. That's crazy. But it is crazy how there's that many people there and no one saw a thing.
Yeah.
Saw her leave.
Nobody's really,
or nothing. That I just don't believe that. I know somebody had to see her leave. Because my cousins were telling me they think that, but based off how drunk they saw her, that they think that she couldn't have drove, so she passed out in her car, like went to sleep in the car, maybe someone got in her car, or she asked for a ride, someone to drive her car for her. Like, there's no way she could have drove. Like, that would have been asking for an accident. That's how drunk she was. Like, there's no way she could have gotten in the car and be like, okay, I'm only 10 minutes away. And like, no, there was no way. She was pretty drunk.
Damn, man. And that's what the friend was saying too. That, like, kind of like, there's no way she could have driven by herself, like the vehicle.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, that's basically all I got, though. All
right. Thank you, man. I appreciate the call and the information.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. I'm going to keep tuning in. I appreciate you. Love your show. Appreciate the coverage as well, and hopefully something good can come out of this.
Thank you. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
Take care.
All right. Bye.
Near Corpus Christi, Texas.
Texas. Hey, how you doing?
Well, not bad. Hey, I don't believe a word that last guy said. He was there.
Oh, you think he was at the party?
Oh, yeah, 100%. When he said, let me go downstairs so I can get some privacy, ding, 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 he was there.
Oh, shit.
Hello? Oh, hello.
Hey, how you doing, man? It's Ronnie.
What's up, man?
Bro, what happened, man? Is people trying to say you were there, you were at the party and stuff?
Oh my God. I was just laughing because I was like, you know what? That's what's funny because like I'm from this area and I was like, it's always the ones who don't live in this area who are trying to act like, oh, I can't believe that stuff's happening. Like, it's really common out here. Like, there's parties every weekend with that stuff going on. Like, you'd be surprised how much it's considered normal out here for people to be doing that kind of stuff.
Right. Hey, what I was going to ask you too, were there tents there at this place? I don't know if your cousin told you, like, do people were sleeping there and stuff like that, or?
I did not ask about tents.
Okay.
I did not, and my cousins didn't stay there. They didn't stay. So.
And why do you think, if you had a guess or your thoughts, why people aren't really talking?
Oh, that's easy. Like,
what's that?
Because for one, there's older dudes there. So a lot of them don't want to get in trouble. And a lot of these dudes were in possession of stuff they would get in trouble for giving it to people, for giving like if you're 24 or 25 years old and you're hanging around a 16-year-old, even if you don't know she's 16, I'm just using her as an example because she was 16, but remember, like her friend was 18. So it's not going to be, there's some people that are just older, but if you have like a 25, 26-year-old and you happen to give a 16, 17-year-old that type of stuff, you're going to be in trouble. Right. So I think that's stopping a lot of people from coming in because they don't want to get hemmed up on drug charges or anything like that for supplying drugs and stuff to minors. So
right. That makes sense.
Why that's what I really think it is. I think for some of the dudes who were there who had, because a lot of people went there in groups, like a lot of people went there with like 10, 11, 12 people. And my cousins, based off what my cousins do, because my cousins, they always hang out together. They went there in like a RAV4, like a new RAV4 they drove down there. They had like 4 of the people with them. And so it was like 6 of them. And when they got there, they had their own stuff. They were doing their stuff together, but people start sharing amongst each other. But once you're in that little tight group circle, you're just like, hey, bro, we didn't give none of this to nobody else. You know, like it was just us. You know, that's what I think a lot of people are keeping hush because a lot of them might have just been drinking and they're comfortable coming out saying, yeah, we were drinking because maybe they didn't do nothing else. But a lot of them will not come out because they were either supplying the drugs or they gave drugs to someone they weren't supposed to. So
okay.
But what I'm saying is, but even then, I agree that it's messed up. I think it's wrong, but nobody out there is going out there ID checking people. You're not having dudes going out there saying, how old are you before I give you this code? Like, no one's doing that.
Right.
No, everyone's just high and having fun and all that. But when the cops get involved or something like this, then everything.
Okay, so basically what this guy is saying is that these type of parties, and he's saying he wasn't there. Carly, you're funny. She says, Ronnie was at the party. Don't tell his wifey, though. I just want to say, last night, Ronnie, he called again. Mal called him again, and he was like, oh, at first he said he couldn't talk, but then he's like, okay, no, I went outside. I'm like, dude, why do you got to be so secretive when you're talking? What the fuck? But he called again last night. So it looks like this night and other nights, how this party goes with these kids, it looks like, there's just drugs there. There's a lot of drugs. People go in with their group of friends. There's a lot of older people. It looks like 28, 29 years old are there. And they're handing out these drugs to these girls. Again, we don't know if, in fact, Kiely did anything. Sam has mentioned, people were possibly doing drugs there, but she does not mention her or Kiely doing any drugs. So again, we don't know if she did do anything. The timeline of it all is interesting, though, that he's giving us, because he's saying that the cousins left at 10:30, 11, and by then they're insinuating that, she was already shit-faced by then, stumbling everywhere. But then she was okay to text her mom and let her know she was staying later. I don't know. And in the car, I'm wondering just if we can have better timing with it. Because then in the car, Sam says that she's asking her to give her a ride. So if they're in the car, she must be okay by then. You know what I mean? Why would Sam even ask for a ride home if at that point she was already shit-faced like these guys are stating? So I don't know. Something's off for me with this whole timeline of her being shit-faced that early. I don't know.
Changes, and I do think they should come out and say something, but I can't make people do that. There's over 300 people there. Like, there's some dudes you're never gonna find out were there. So
Okay.
that's basically it.
Thanks, man. I appreciate you calling back, and thank you for just sharing that information with us, man.
Oh yeah, tell your chat to lay off me.
Yeah, the chat's like this, savage, man. They're rough.
I know, but I'm about to
No, you're good, man. Appreciate it. Thank you.
He says, tell the chat to lay off of me. Looking beyond. He just ratted his cousins out a little while ago. Yeah, I know. Let me see some of your comments. Nurse Bev says she could have been slipped drugs in a drink too. Yeah, and you know what I thought that's what I thought I was thinking too. Someone could have slipped her something. Something else was going on at that party. If we believe what this dude is saying, whether you believe he was there or not. I mean, he does explain it in a way where you get the vibe he was there, and then he does a lot of that thing. I would love to know, wifey, was he actually home on this day? What was your husband at this time? And maybe that's why he doesn't want to talk about this in front of her. But anyways, so how the cousin said that, there was something else going on that they couldn't talk about. That's very alarming to me. What else was going on? What else did they witness that they don't want to talk about? So as your cousin, you're not going to pry and ask what was going on. Come on. You guys are cousins. You're close. I think this dude knows what else was going on, which is alarming that he doesn't want to state it on here. But come on, your cousins told you what was going on. Come on. And I don't know. From the article that I read, it just said that, yes, Ali is aware of Ronnie and this, the statements he's giving, and they're looking into it, investigating it. So as of right now, where that stands, I don't know. They would have to for sure get a warrant for that, unless they hand it over themselves willingly. He sounds about 26 or 28. He says he's 29. This dude said he's 29, the one that's on the caller for it. So again, what could have happened to her? I don't know. And I think there might be another news presser today. Let me check Facebook to see. Let me see. It is alarming to know that all of this was going on there, all these drugs, and they're just giving it to the girls for free. You're giving it to the girls for free for a reason. You're not going to just give out shit. You're doing it to party with them and hoping you get something from them. Like, let's be real. That's what's going on here. And that, how he said, oh, they don't know. They're not carding people saying, how old are you? Looking at Kiely, I think we can all agree that she is young. You can tell these girls are young. Come on, guys. When a girl is young. These girls are young. They're minors. Come on. Let me see what they're saying on Facebook. Hold on. Let me check their... Hold on, guys. Let me see what they said today. So today, okay, so it looks like they have created a central location for the community to upload tips and help us find Kiely. I will share this information on my community post. Let's see, they posted 2 hours ago. So they say the Placer County Sheriff's Office and Nevada County Sheriff's Office continue to search for 16-year-old Kiely Rodni, who went missing in the early morning hours on August 6th near the Prosser Family Campground over the past 6 days. We have utilized many local, state, and federal law enforcement resources to help locate Kiely. Search teams from across the state are still thoroughly searching on the ground, in the air, and in the water. Currently, we only have information on Kiely's last known location before she went missing. Detectives are still following up on several hundred leads and conducting interviews in hopes of locating Kiely and her vehicle. The figures outlined above are reflected of investigated and search and rescue efforts between August 6th and August 11th. A press conference will be held at 2 p.m. at the Truckee Donner Record. So it looks like they're going to have another conference today. It says a separate community meeting will be held at 5:30 p.m. So this is something that they've been doing for the past 3 days. They've been doing a presser at 2, and then there's been the separate community meeting that has been held at 5:30 p.m. So it looks like, as of right now, it looks like they're going to have another presser today. Oh yeah, for sure. No doubt she's extremely young looking. Okay. How many of you guys put a 1 in chat if you think Ronnie was there? A 2 in chat if you don't. I think he was there too. I think he was. Okay. Thank you, Delana. Here's a fact. Scott says those older guys do not need to guess that age. They knew underage kids were there. Simple. They have no. Yep, I agree. Everybody won. Vicky a 1. Sugar a 1. Alicia a 1. Donna says, did Kiely change clothes at any time during the party? I saw a picture of her in a black dress. Yeah, no, those are photos, Donna, from a different time. The photo from her at the party would be, hold on, that law enforcement gave us would be this one. Hold on. Hold on. My daughter's in the kitchen and she's trying to be quiet. Let me show you guys this one. This would be the last known image, at least, that we have so far of her. Let me take that off. Valerie, all ones. Anna says 1. So this would be, let me go up. All right. So this would be the last known footage so far that law enforcement has given us, at least. And it is said that she is wearing it's a spaghetti strap bodysuit. And what I was trying to explain earlier, how it rolls over right here. When you wear anyone who's worn a bodysuit, it like, gosh, I can't explain it right, but it usually does this sometimes. She's wearing, at the party, she had green Dickies pants on, black Vans. She was wearing this belt, which is like a studded black belt. And I originally thought these were the the pants she was wearing to the party, but Sam says no, these are not the pants that she wore to the party. To me, these look green in the photo, to me at least, but Sam says no, these were not the pants she wore. So this is supposed to be, besides the pants, I guess, the tank top, the bodysuit though, is what she was wearing. Her hair looks down. Another thing I haven't heard, did she have a purse with her? I mean, she had a license. She had to put it in somewhere. So again, no mention of that. Her wallet, any of that. And then again, this would be the only photo we have of the party. And as you can see, it looks like bottles right here of some, but what just stands out to me, and someone pointed out, nobody's holding a cup. I don't know. And it looks like a lot of them are dressed just casual. A lot of them are in hoodies. Even the girl's wearing a sweater here. This girl looks cold. I remember the days when I was younger and I used to dress all like with a little dress and go out and be freezing my ass off. Those days are long gone. I just want to go out and feel comfortable. Who remembers those days? But yeah, they're dressed in hoodies right here. Some of the people have like hoodies on, jackets on, a bunch of trash left behind. This looks like a bottle right here. That looks like a Modelo. What is it? A Modelo. A Modelo beer can. A beer bottle right there. To me, that looks like one. Modelo beer can right there. Beer bottle right there to me. But again, so this would be the only image so far that we have seen. And then, of course, this right here, law enforcement said that somebody had loaned her this hoodie on that day. Now, they don't know if she was wearing this at the time she vanished, but they said that she does have this in her possession. And again, the wording was just crazy. The quote on here, you don't want to be forgotten, you just want to disappear, which, you know, looking back at this all is just really, really eerie. But other than that, that's all we have. And then, of course, the jewelry that they want to make sure we're aware of. I want to see all the flyers that says she was going to put up everywhere. Yeah, I wonder who took the photo. Or hold on. It's just a strange, it's a strange photo. I don't know. Now that I think about it, it's just a strange. Is this a screenshot of a video or is this an actual photo taken? If this is a screenshot of a video, then it can make sense to me. But being just a screenshot of a photo is just, I don't know, like, everyone's backs just turned to it. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know, Teresa. Now that we're looking at it again, I don't know. But when I look at the photo, it does give me Lord of the Flies feeling, that's for sure. Yeah, Alicia, yes. Yeah, I don't know, Kim. I don't know. I don't know. No one's doing nothing in this photo. It looks like they're just standing there. Their backs are turned. You have this guy looking this way. They're looking this way. She's looking sideways. This one's looking, this one's facing kind of towards the camera. These three are talking to each other, it looks like. You got this crowd here just looking forward, looking that way. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Is Tony still here? All right, you guys, I'm going to wrap this one up. There's supposed to be the presser at 2 today. So I don't know if I'll be able to come back for that. I will try my hardest to try to come back for that. if I also work tonight, so I don't know. So if not, we will, if anything major happens, I will either come on here and do a quick live during the weekend. You guys know I don't go live on the weekend, but I will for this case. Or I will, if it's something I could just put on the community tab, I will do that too. But I will, I mean, I just keep looking for updates with this. I'm constantly checking things, and so is my team. So I will keep you guys updated with it. And I'm still trying to piece together the timeline. Now we have these guys saying by 10:30 or 11, she was shit-faced pretty much, which I don't know. I mean, but then again, if you think about it, she gets there, she's already drinking, taking shots. You know, she's so tiny. It wouldn't surprise me that but then again, she's in the car texting her mom, and Sam thinks she's okay by then. She couldn't have been that shit-faced in the vehicle. You know, I don't know. I have a headache. I have a headache trying to figure it out. So take a bubble bath. Tony, go take a bubble bath. Go take a bubble bath. No, thank you guys for being here with me. And let me see. I want to thank you guys for being here with me and talking this case with me. We're still going to do more deep diving into this one. And until the next one, you guys have a good Friday. Today's Friday. Holy shit. I didn't even realize it. Friday. Hopefully you guys have something cool planned today. Do something nice for yourself. I unfortunately work on all weekend, so it's just another day for me. So hopefully you guys do something nice for yourself, something good for your mental health. We talk these cases and it could be a lot. So do something good for yourself. Eat that piece of cake if you've been wanting it. And until the next time, thank you guys. I appreciate all of you guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye, guys.